On today's episode, we're going back to the moon with Clementine.
Finally!
Yeah, back to the moon. Woo!
Woohoo! I'm sending you back to the moon!
Exactly. Welcome to End of Mission, the podcast where we talk about space missions that have ended. I am Paul, the pressure-fed astronaut. And who are you?
I'm Face of Sarcasm. I'm here, and I'm ready.
There's an antenna behind me, isn't there?
Yes.
You'll see that eventually. What do you think? Is there anything clerical we should start off with? Oh, yeah, so by now we should be on Saturdays. It just works better for us to go on Saturdays, I think. Better for viewership. Uploading in the middle of the week is mostly miss in terms of hit and miss. So we'll do it then. And this is the end of August, by the way. So if anything happens between now and the upload in October, that was the antennas behind me's fault.
Yeah.
I blame that.
Yeah. You're in the future for us.
Yeah. We're going back there.
Back to the moon.
Yeah. Actually, Back to the Future is on Netflix now in America.
I just watched the entire trilogy. It's great.
Those movies are so good.
Oh, it's fun.
I gotta watch those again. Those are good.
That's great.
Yeah. So the moon. This is the first mission back to the moon, so let's talk about the moon for a second, because we didn't do this with Highton Hagoromo. So you see this big thing right here?
Is that Australia?
Yes.
Okay. That's where it is.
As you can see, New Zealand isn't here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So it is geographically accurate.
Yeah. So the moon, also known as Luna, there's plenty of names for it. It's the big thing in the sky you look at night sometimes, and it's sometimes up during the day.
Yeah.
It is, the radius is 1,737.4 kilometers, about 1,080 miles, or one lunar radius.
One lunar radius.
Yeah.
So it's the size of itself.
It's the size of the moon, yeah, for reference.
So, is it the size of Texas, or is it smaller than Texas?
Okay, so Texas is right here.
Yep.
It is bigger than Texas.
Oh, okay.
Noticeably.
All right.
So the semi-major axis for the moon is 384.4 thousand kilometers, or about 239,000 miles. So it's one lunar distance from Earth, on average.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
It orbits the Earth every 27 days, 7 hours, 43 minutes, and 11 and a half seconds.
Not once a month?
If you work things out. If you have a 13-month calendar, it works out.
Why don't we have a 13-month calendar?
It is very inconvenient.
Oh, because it was. I know why. Because it was Julius Caesar. He had a complex. He had an ego. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the months are all wrong once you get in the middle. Because it's like July is not.
We're on August 31st. Yeah.
Yeah, and August is not there. It's like Augustus or something, right?
Yeah. It was like Augustine or something. Yeah.
Isn't it weird how those things can influence now?
Yeah, you get somebody who's a little bit too narcissistic, and now we're astronomically inconvenienced.
Yeah. So the moon was discovered when the first sentient being looked up and went, "What is that?" So I don't know when that was.
That was probably a little while ago.
6,000 years at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the moon. You know what it is, I hope.
It's the big rock in the sky.
Yeah. It's a subject of religions, fiction, everything that goes in between. It's the moon. Very romantic. Yeah. It's also a dusty ball of rock.
Yes.
In terms of space exploration, not much has been done, for obvious reasons. You can't really go there. Not since Jules Verne went there in the 1870s.
That's when you build a big cannon and fire your people at the moon, right?
Yeah. So most of the attention for the moon happened in the 1960s and early 1970s. You know, the Apollo program.
When we went to the moon?
Yeah. Then after that, things kind of faded.
Okay.
Because the shuttle was the big thing, right? We've been to the moon once, now let's build up to go to the moon with like the space shuttle, different programs. So we didn't go to the moon for a very long time. Actually, if you look at it, there were basically no interplanetary missions in the 80s.
Really?
ISEE-3, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, after they were stolen.
By space pirates.
Mm-hmm.
And then Galileo launched at the end of the 80s.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it was basically
Pioneer Venus. That was alive.
Pioneer Venus.
Early 80s,
okay.
though. No interplanetary missions in the 80s.
It's very few. It was a drought.
Some of it was because the space shuttle program was supposed to launch them, and then things happened to stop that. But yeah. So the last dedicated to the missions to the moon were Luna 24 in August 1976, which is a sample return mission by the Soviets.
Okay.
And then Explorer 49 in June 1973. So it was one of those IMP spacecraft I was telling you about with ISEE-3. It's a precursor to that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it orbited the moon because they wanted to be shielded from the Earth's magnetic field, I think.
Okay.
And so it is, yeah. Though the last spacecraft to enter the lunar sphere of influence was ISEE-3 in December of 1983.
Yeah, because it was trying to kick out to,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the first return to the moon was in January 1990 with Haiten Hagoromo, which we've covered before.
Yeah.
So this is that was the first mission back to the moon, and this kind of, we're going back to the moon now. Clementine is the second mission back to the moon.
So there was just like 17 years where we did not go to the moon.
Nope.
That's wild.
Yeah. And this mission's 1994.
Oh, so it was a long time.
Yes. As you can see by all these pixels.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Clementine's official name is the Deep Space Program Science Experiment. And it's named for
Very descriptive.
Yeah, it's named for that song My Darling Clementine.
Okay.
If you remember that one.
I don't remember
It's about
that
I think a miner's daughter or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I remember it from a while ago because it had all those songs when we were younger, but I don't remember it. But pretty much, so
what? The mining thing makes sense because the moon is a big rock.
Yeah. So it's a joint effort between the Ballistic Missile Defense Organization and NASA. The BMDO had invented a bunch of new equipment, and they wanted to test it out. Like a lot of imaging equipment. There's a lot of cameras on this flight. And,
okay.
And they said, well, we're not going to put this on dedicated spacecraft because what if it doesn't work? And they said, hey, NASA, you want to test this stuff out on the moon?
And NASA's like, moon? Yes,
Yeah.
moon.
So it's going to do a full survey of the moon, and then it's going to go to the asteroid 1620 Geographos.
Okay, so that's the other smaller rock.
That's this guy. That's the potato over there. The 5 pixels that are a potato.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is kind of an example of the beginning of smaller, faster, cheaper missions to do technology demonstrations.
Okay.
It only cost $75 million in
Oh, that's pretty cheap.
1994.
Okay, that's very expensive.
Yeah. So originally, Clementine was going to launch on Scout, the small all-solid launcher, but the presentation mixed up kilograms and pounds.
Ooh, you don't want to do that.
Whoops. So it had to be on another launcher. So Taurus, that was one consideration. Conestoga, because this is 1994, so Conestoga was almost done. Or Titan II for the launch vehicles. So this is Clementine, the spacecraft.
Oh, wow. Very, very boxular.
Yeah, it's an octagon.
Yeah.
It's a giant stop sign. So when it's full up, it weighs about 1,090 pounds, so 424 kilograms. Dry, it weighs about 227 kilograms, or about 500 pounds.
Okay.
It's a small guy.
Yeah, it's a small car.
Yeah, it's a small car, yeah. It's a Pinto, I guess. Don't rear-end it. So total delta V, it's got 1,900 meters per second. It's like 6,300 feet per second delta V, because it's got to go to the moon,
Yeah.
right? And it's got to go to Geographos. That needs propellant. And there are 9 experiments on the spacecraft itself and 2 on the inner stage. So it's going to be on top of a Titan II, and it's going to have a Star 37 to kick it to the moon.
Ooh, okay.
So they have an adapter.
So then that's the inner stage to adapt it to that.
So there's actually 2 experiments on that too, because you have the spacecraft, why not use it?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So here's the 9 on Clementine proper: the UV vis camera, the near infrared camera, LWIR long wave infrared camera, high resolution camera, STC star tracker camera, LiDAR laser image and detection ranging system. CPT, not GPT, that's different. Charged particle telescope, the gravity experiment, and bistatic radar.
Ooh. So lots of cameras.
Look, it's paparazzi here. It's going to go to the moon. It's going to take some pictures, all the good angles, right? All the little
Yeah.
flashes.
Oh, yeah. You're going to see that thing from Earth.
You're going to see it. Yeah. So on the interstage adapter, there's a radiation dosimeter because it's going to go through the Van Allen belts. And the most important thing that any growing spacecraft needs.
Dust counter?
Orbital, meteoroid, and debris counter.
Yeah.
It's a dust counter. Yes!
Yeah.
That's what a good growing spacecraft needs.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the equipment. So up here we have, this is the UV Viz camera. That's what it looks. Again, it's a big camera, right? You hold it there and take pictures.
I'm sorry, I was just amazed by the great pixel shortage of 1994.
Yeah. Actually, this spacecraft will use the internet.
What?
It's going to send out angry tweets, I guess.
Yeah.
So this low-cost camera to help image the surface of the moon and Geographos in 5 wavelengths.
Ooh.
So at 400 kilometers in altitude over the moon, this images will be about 40 kilometers across.
Okay.
So it's, you
It's
can
got like a 10-to-1 angle ratio.
whatever that means, yeah. So then near camera, that's this guy,
Okay.
which looks like a cannon.
Yeah, they're gonna fire cannonballs.
It's Ballistic Missile Defense Organization. You're gonna fire a ballistic missile at it? Avast!
Yeah.
Ice the colors. So this is an infrared camera cooled by a Stirling cooler, so that's this guy back here, to 70 Kelvin.
Oh wow.
That takes images with a 6 filter wheel, so it's like a revolver, I guess.
So it's a revolver cannon.
Yeah. That sounds pretty cool.
That sounds awesome. Sounds like something the ballistics guys would come up with.
Oh, yeah. Them Soviet spacecraft can't get too close to us. They're Earth range. Fire! Fire across the bow.
Give them an warning shot.
So the spatial resolution's about 150 to 500 meters.
Pretty small.
Yeah,
Okay.
at 400 kilometers. So then this is the L-Weir camera. It's cryo-cooled, meant primarily for imaging the night side of the moon near the poles, and taking high-resolution images of certain targets.
Where you're gonna fire your cannons.
Yeah. So then this is high-res. Oh, this is 3. So I'm doing kind of like tallies. So you know what I'm getting at.
Oh, well, now you're doing Roman numerals.
Whatever. It's some form of tallying. Gosh.
A V is not a tally.
It is if you squint.
It's a tally in.
Yeah. That was the plan. That's what I was doing. So this is a high-resolution camera with a resolution of 2 kilometers at 400 kilometers. So it's going to look at certain spots of the moon and take pictures of them.
Like all of these other ones.
Yeah, but a lot better because it's got the resolution of 2 kilometers.
Nice.
There's actually a few tracks we will see the difference in the camera resolutions when we get to them. Because, we're going to the moon. We're taking pictures of it. We're going to have some pictures of the moon.
Yeah, they will be in color. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, the moon. The famously colorful moon.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly.
So this is the Star Tracker camera. It's a navigation camera that uses stellar observations to determine where the spacecraft's location and changing position.
So basically, it's ye olde naval navigation.
Yeah, on some of these, they have so the computer knows where 200,000 stars are. And it's going to take pictures of it, and it's going to go, okay, that's where these stars are. This is where you are. This is your orientation.
Because, that's where you're pointing, yeah.
It's a big sextant, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And then this is LiDAR. So they're going to fire a laser at the surface of the moon, and it's going to bounce back.
Yeah. And then possibly destroy everything that it comes across, because that's how lasers work.
Yeah, I saw those documentary movies about this.
Yeah. This is an orbital laser, by the way.
Yeah. Again, Ballistic Missile Defense Organization.
We're just testing out our camera equipment and
Yeah.
all this equipment we've come up with.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Don't mind the fact that it looks like a cannon.
Yeah, ignore that.
It is just imaging equipment.
Yeah, that's fine. So the Charged Particle Telescope, I couldn't find any pictures of it. It's got 3 objectives. Study interaction of Earth's magnetotail and interplanetary shocks with the moon.
Because that's where you are.
Yep. 2, monitor solar wind in regions far removed from other spacecraft.
Okay.
And then 3, measure effects of incident particles on operating ability of the spacecraft. Right? Charged particles are going to hit the electronics. Does it hurt them?
Yeah.
Then we have the gravity experiment.
Ooh.
Ooh, yes. So this uses the S-band antennas on board the spacecraft and Doppler shift measurements to estimate the gravitational perturbations on the spacecraft, right? Because the moon's a lumpy gravity field.
Yeah,
So you measure
so it
that.
accelerates a little bit and then
Yeah.
decelerates a little bit. You get the Doppler shifts. Yeah.
Now, depending on the Deep Space Network station and what they're talking to, the accelerations can be 0.3 millimeters per second, and 3 millimeters per second, because it's accelerations.
Right. So that's it was really tiny.
That's, yeah. But again, you're also working with, like, antennas and stuff. I don't know anything about antennas. That was thunder.
It's right behind you.
Yeah, you said that, and then there was thunder. Yeah, there's an antenna, right? Again, you'll see this when we do the weather satellite.
Oh, put the antenna that you have made of metal outside with the lightning, and then hold on to it.
Yeah, I'll put it on top of my ladder, and I'll hold it.
Yes.
I'll also have my 170 feet of galvanized steel wrapped around me.
Perfect.
That I use for the dipoles. Yeah, that's good.
Yep. Do that.
So then bistatic radar, that's cool now, right? It's a ContraPoints video, right? It's got the...
Of course.
Yeah. Uses high gain antennas. That's the big antenna on the right there. So it's going to fire an S-band radio signal because it's light, right? It's going to bounce it off the lunar south pole to a deep space network station. Because you can measure those things, right? Like I was measuring things with my antenna.
Oh, yeah.
So these radar measurements could help determine if there is water ice in the poles.
Ooh, so you're doing a little bit of that, like, spectroscopy almost.
Yes, because water ice is partially transparent to RF signals. So you know what rock is and what it does. And if it shifts, there's water.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Very exciting.
Very cool. Also, I will say that the moon in this image does look a lot like cheese.
Yeah.
Is there water? Yeah, there's water in cheese. Sorry.
I don't know anything about cheese, except that you eat it.
Yeah. And it's orange and yellow.
And there's a specific type from Wallace and Gromit called Wensleydale.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so this is, again, very exciting. Okay, so there's a video I got of Clementine being assembled. This looks like it's being built in the Soviet Union, doesn't it? Or Russia. It's not.
This looks like very, like mid-90s video game, like when they had the play the videos like in between the missions.
Oh yeah.
It's like, your mission is to do this. This feels like it feels like the main scientist in the middle is going to turn around and say like, "Oh, hello
it's
there."
One of those GoldenEye guys,
Yeah, yeah. Because it's so pixelated.
Yeah, again, I have the video of them assembling this thing. And yeah, again, looks like they're just putting it together by hand in a shed somewhere. All right, guys, we're building a spacecraft. Let's come down over here and launch it.
Give me the Phillips, not the flathead.
Yep. So there's an interstage adapter right there, solar panels, and I think they're testing the solar panels because they have the big lights on them. That's how they test them. They just shine a light on them.
Yeah.
So you can see there's the main motor here. We got some thrusters there. Then the insides, so here's the insides. This looks more like the Soviet Union, okay?
Oh, yeah, the caps, definitely.
It's always the caps, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's the inside of the spacecraft. There's the propellant tanks. I think this is up.
That sounds right, because, yeah.
Yeah. So again, here it is in the Soviet Union being tested. So I think that, what experiment is that? Is that LiDAR? One of the cameras, I think.
I don't know. There's not enough pixels to get any sort of details.
There's not enough pixels for this thing. So here's a better picture of it.
There we go.
Yeah, so this is Clementine. This under here is all the cameras. So when it launches and gets into orbit, the flap's going to pop open.
Okay, so that's just a little door.
Oh, so then, so the propellant tanks are actually down here then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they got the interstage adapter there, and this guy hiding. I see you. There he is.
Yeah, you can't hide. Okay, we found you.
Yeah. Do I win? And they called the place where they did this was called the Bat Cave.
Bat Cave?
Yeah, because it was an old Honeywell assembly facility, I think, on site, and there was a bunch of bats in it. That's where they ran the mission out of.
Wow.
Yeah. And so this is the Titan II that was launching it on launch day.
So again, the great pixel shortage of 1994.
Yeah. So Clementine launches for the moon on January 25th, 1994 at 8:34 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time.
Because it's Vandenberg.
Yeah. So it launches from Vandenberg Air Force Base, Slick 4W. So remember we did the Titan 3 that exploded and fell back on its pad? This is the other one that got destroyed.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually this is a Titan 23G. These are old ballistic missiles that were repurposed as space launchers.
Huh.
Yeah. There's a few of them that launched. I only think one of them failed.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was that was Landsat 6, I think it was. And it was Landsat that exploded. It was the pressurization system on the maneuvering system that exploded.
Whoops.
And destroyed it, so oops.
Yeah, this one works. Well, not anymore.
Yeah. So Clementine and the ISA are placed on a 169,000.643 by 227 kilometer orbit at 66 degrees on February 3rd. So I kind of screwed up the way I wrote this down because I got confused when I was writing this, and I guess I didn't update it last night when I should have, because I'm an idiot. So it's put into a phasing orbit, so you can do like the dust counting, the most important thing. Also, they can get everything working, unfold the spacecraft. So they raise the orbit, the perigee, to 1,141 kilometers, so that's 709 miles. And then the motor puts it on, the Clementine itself puts it into a trajectory to hit the moon. So the ISA puts it onto the big orbit, and then it goes to the moon. I have a diagram of this, don't worry. So the ISA is left in a 133,000 by 6,700 kilometer orbit. That's what the paper I read said it was in. There's so much conflicting information about what orbits this thing went into and didn't.
It went into an orbit, I guess.
Eventually, it went to the moon.
That's all we need to know.
That's the most important part of this mission. I mean, it'd be kind of dumb if it didn't go to the moon.
Yeah.
So on February 21st, Clementine executes a 550 meters per second burn to achieve orbital insertion.
So it's now in orbit around the moon?
Yep. So it enters a 4,600 by 2,200 kilometer orbit. So it's 2,855 by 1,300 mile orbit at 90 degrees. It's going over the poles, right? You're going to map the whole surface of the moon.
Yep.
And then at some point they change the orbit to 1,225 by 400 kilometers with a periselene at 29 degrees south. So that means that the periselene is 29 degrees.
The lowest point in the lowest point in the orbit around the moon is at 29 degrees south latitude.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So then 5 days later, it begins mapping the moon.
Okay.
So a month later, they do another burn to shift the periselene to 29 degrees north, and it repeats the mapping process because it gets better views up close, right?
Yeah, and that's the lowest point, so you want to get it closer to the
that's
north.
how that
to
works.
Get better images. Okay.
That was some thunder. I'm gonna get a nice storm today.
That's nice. Lucky.
Yeah. So we'll look at Clementine results. So the ISA lasts a few months in orbit and records a handful of impacts. That's kind of what you'd expect from the orbit it's in. Yeah, I didn't want to get too specific because I couldn't find any charts that showed how many impacts it got. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll just imagine it did. But it did. It counted dust. The most important thing you could do as a mission.
Yes.
So here's the orbits, I think.
Maybe.
Don't you just love pixels?
Oh, they're my favorite thing.
This is the one thing. It's like, I just love the 90s. This is what you got to look at. Okay?
Oh, wait, that's the North American continent, I think.
No, it's not. You're lying to me. Is it? It is.
Yeah.
It looks better on the OBS screen than mine. So you can see, so it does a phasing orbit right there to there, and then it burns, raises its orbit.
Or is that Southeast Asia?
I know where you live.
I don't know. There aren't enough pixels.
Yeah. But so this is the orbit it goes into, and then so these are what the science orbits look like, the mapping orbits. So you got the sun.
Ooh.
So you got the sun over here. Gotta draw it. Right. So as it's coming in over, right. So it's going in an orbit like this. Right. So it's gonna come in. So it's gonna turn on the cameras for 5 minutes. cameras plus laser. Right?
Yep.
And it's got the different cameras for the different mapping, all cameras, and then it's whatever they want to use. It repeats. Then the second type they did was, I guess, different cameras at different times.
Okay.
And then when it's on the orbit where the Paraselene is, in the northern hemisphere, same thing.
Just flipped over.
Yeah, which that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're mapping the whole moon.
Yes.
But first, so this is the ISA, the image. See, this is the motor itself, you can see, and then there's the nozzle. So that's the nozzle of the motor, if you can see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's the ISA here.
Okay.
You can kind of see it. Yeah, so it imaged it. Isn't that cool?
That is incredible.
Yeah, by the cameras.
With all the pixels that they definitely had.
Oh, yeah. So Clementine maps the moon.
Oh, wow.
And this is the coolest part of the mission. One of the coolest ones. This thing pretty much live streamed every image it took. So it took an image, went through the Deep Space Network, went to Mission Control, then was uploaded to a site by, I think, Lawrence Livermore on the internet. There were people in the Pentagon who were getting live images from the moon, and they loved it. They thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
This thing takes 600 to 700,000 images of the surface of the moon. Yeah. This is made from images from Clementine, and you can see it missed a few spots.
Oops.
If you look closely, you can see where it didn't get the best resolution. But this is the moon. It mapped the moon. Wow. First time anyone's done that.
Really?
Because Heights and Hagoromo?
Uh-huh.
No cameras.
Yeah.
The lunar orbiters? Film. It's some guy sketching the moon, and it was looking specifically for landing sites.
Yeah.
The Soviets? What were they doing? They were doing something. Yeah. Really good images of the moon. I want to see them. So this is an Earthrise that it took.
Oh, nice.
That's Africa. We know what that looks like. That's, I think, Tycho Crater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's a polar orbit, so it's coming in from the south. So that's south.
Yeah, because we have the Earth for reference.
Yeah.
We can see which way is north and south. You can see Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
And even the bit of north, the Arctic ice.
Yeah. So this is the moon. This is kind of what. So this is kind of what. So this is what the near camera would see. This is what the UViz camera would see, right? It's this inside that. LWIR would see really close. High res would see even closer.
Oh, okay.
I think this is an exaggerated color topographic map of Aristocratus crater. I named the others, don't worry, when I was looking at them, because I couldn't remember all of them.
Yeah.
So again, this is what Clementine is seeing.
Okay.
It photographed the Apollo sites. So there, right there, is Apollo 16.
Oh, wow.
That's where it landed.
Yeah.
So this is where John Young and... Oh, I forgot the other name. Not Jim... Is it Jim Irwin? Charlie Duke. It's Charlie Duke. Jim Irwin was Apollo 15. And Charlie Duke drove around on the moon.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is what it is with iron concentrations.
Oh, so you can clearly see the landing site.
Yeah, so that's where it landed, because it blew all the dust. And I guess there's something over here. I guess they buried something. I don't know.
Dude, so it was something deliberately buried in the moon.
Wrong crater.
Ah, okay.
That's some thunder I got.
Okay. So the coloration then, that's just a different iron concentrations in that image.
So the white is the highest concentration, and then black is the lowest concentration. So what we're seeing here, over here, this is higher concentration.
Mostly, yeah, that's sort of red, orange, and then there's more green and blues.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, some of it could be because of lunar dust, too, because we talked about this with Mars Global Surveyor, because Mars is covered in dust.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to do that. So here's a topographic map of the moon. So what you'll notice is, hey, guess what? The big basins on the side we see, those are pretty low.
Yeah.
The far side over here, right? This, pretty high.
Pretty high.
Yeah. And that's the biggest impact crater on the moon, the South Pole Aitken Basin.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, this is, we'll actually see some good pictures of the South Pole. So here's an iron map of the moon. So there's a lot of iron.
A lot of iron in the basins.
Yeah. That could also be because those were blown up and melted. So you could less dust.
Yeah.
Right? You could also see the South Pole Basin there.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, the side that faces us, cratered. Side that doesn't, not as much. Not as exciting. Isn't that weird?
Well, no, the mares are a lot smoother though, and the highlands are a lot more cratered.
Oh yeah, but we have more distinct features. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. A lot less interesting
Yeah.
on the far side.
Yeah, what do you got? You got this. Okay.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah.
We got the face.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the South Pole of the moon. Up close and personal.
Oh. It's looks like the rest of the moon.
Yeah, it looks like the moon, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like it's cratered, mountainous, and dusty.
Gray. Yeah.
Ow. Actually,
Incredible.
according to I think like Charlie Duke, there's also browns and oranges in the moon if you look close enough.
Well, we kind of saw that with the first image.
That's true. Yeah, there's more. There's a lot more. Again, we're looking at this from 400 kilometers up, right?
You can't see the color close
Yeah,
enough.
you gotta get up close and personal with it. You gotta count that dust, right?
Yeah.
You can't count dust from this high. Well, you can, just not as good.
Yeah, it's not as.
So you can see this is. I think this is one of the basins. As you can see, I think it's a lava tube that's collapsed up here.
Oh yeah, those lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see more impact craters. And then so you can see this different cameras they were using for different. Because this one's higher resolution, as you can see this track here.
Yeah, you can actually see the individual craters instead of just the gray mass.
Yeah. So this is Reiner Gamma. These are called lunar swirls.
Whoa.
Yeah. No one knows what does this. Because the magnetic field's a bit twisted here too.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. There have been proposals to send probes there,
Yeah.
but none have happened.
So like, what?
But none have happened. I wonder why.
Oh, NASA knows something and they're lying about it.
No, yeah. They know something. Our budget isn't big enough to do this. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a lunar swirl. There's a handful of these on the moon, and no one really knows what they are. I'll just edit out your sound. Yeah. But yeah, this is if I could finance my own mission to land on the moon, I would land it here.
Yeah, because what are these
Cool.
swirls?
What is this? What is this thing?
I mean, I thought this was an image of a nebula or something.
No. It's a swirl.
It's swirly.
So this is the thickness of the crust of the moon. And wow, the mountainous region's thicker than the non-mountainous regions. The impact basins aren't as thick.
Wow, they're really low. Wow, who would have guessed?
Yeah, kind of like on Earth. Crust is like what? At its thickest, 120 kilometers. Okay. Its thinnest, though, it's like 20s. Over here, this impact crater, it's
like 0.
over here, right there. We got to go there.
Yeah, that's where we start our expedition to the center of the moon.
Yeah, we got to get the moon's core spinning somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know why
why would we
do that.
do that, I guess.
Yeah, that's what the moon seed is, if you've read Moonseed by Stephen Baxter.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the Dionysus crater.
Okay.
Cool. It's a crater. This is Plato.
I thought that was no, wait, no. I'm thinking of Pluto. Plato's the guy with the cave, right?
Yeah, he's the guy in the cave who did the thing at the place.
Right. This looks nothing like him.
This is Rydberg crater. You can see, right, it's got the impact crater, and then it's got the mountain in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things I want to make quick a note here, because this mission isn't exactly really a science mission, per se. It's mostly just, hey, do these cameras work? Kind of mission.
Right.
When we do missions like Lunar Prospector or L-Cross or any of those, we'll actually talk more about what is actually studied and learned from this. Most of this is just imagery and topography and like iron concentrations.
Okay.
Because we're kind of nearing the end of the mission, so
Oh.
yeah, this isn't exactly. It's just it takes a lot of pictures. I mean, we could sit here all day looking at pictures of the moon, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to,
Yeah.
This is Tycho crater in enhanced color.
Okay.
Big,
Wow,
yeah. This is
look at that.
again. There were plans to land a mission here, but it's just too rocky.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could see all the dust.
Oh yeah, look at all that dust. Come on, count it. Come on.
So much dust. Count
Count
it.
it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a lot of dust.
A lot of dust.
So this is a lunar horizon. I take these whenever I do missions to the Mun and Kerbal.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever I always have one mission orbiting the Mun, and whenever I decommission it to replace it, I always try to get like really low perigee over the South Pole because it looks really cool.
Okay.
So that's what I do. So I get some cool. There's a lot more mountainous features in Kerbal.
Where are the stars?
That's not the exposure settings for this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Apollo astronauts could see stars, but camera exposure can't.
Ah.
Mostly because it'd be all drowned out by the sun.
Yeah.
So this thing's around the moon for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
2 lunar orbits. It passes over the poles every, few hours. So it can do composites over all the time.
Yeah.
Now, this one's not as good. But take a look at the South Pole. What do you see?
Looks like the Mickey Mouse logo.
But you'll notice there's craters that don't see any light.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. There's craters of permanent shadow on the moon. Now,
Ooh.
what might be useful on the moon to have permanent shadow for?
Cooling.
What would need to be cooled that might get blown off by the heat of the sun?
Water?
Yeah.
There's water in them craters?
Yes.
Ooh.
So, in late 90s, there's Lunar Prospector. That's this little guy here.
Okay.
Lunar Prospector confirms that in these spots here at the lunar South Pole, there's water.
Huh.
There's water on the moon.
There's water on the moon in these permanently shadow craters.
Yes. One of these craters, I think Shackleton, I don't know which one it is, will be the home base of the Artemis program.
Oh, okay.
This is where we're going with Artemis.
Dang.
Because if there's water on the moon, you don't need to carry it up with you. You can just dig it out. Nominally. Obviously, there's some complications, but...
So they're gonna be water miners.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes. That
is sci-fi stuff. Going onto the moon and then mining the water there. That is pure sci-fi.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, so this mission proves there's water on the moon. This is the foundation for all lunar space exploration now because of this.
Because they wanted to test out some cameras.
Yeah. So this is taken by the Star Tracker camera. So there are stars in this one, right? So this is the sun. That's the sun. This is Venus.
Oh, wow.
So you can see, I don't know where we're over or under. We're either over or under one of the poles. Because if the sun's... I don't know. But...
Well, I mean, the Venus is basically even with the sun's equator, so that would...
Oh, so this could be one of the poles here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So this one's a false color image. They're all black and white from Star Tracker. So that's the sun.
Okay.
That's Mercury or Venus. And this is Earth shine. Earth reflecting off the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering, it's like, why? What would be lighting it? And the Earth, is that the same thing with the other image?
It could.
On the left?
It could be.
Like the Earth would be.
It probably is
above the image. Yeah. Okay.
So that
explains why it's a little blue.
Yeah. So the Earth is. So you, the viewer, are Earth, and you are shining on the moon,
reflecting the blue skies and blue oceans and all that fun stuff
on the moon. Yeah. Isn't that cool though?
That is really
That's
cool.
the moon.
So instead of moonlight on Earth, it's Earthlight on moon.
Yeah. Very romantic.
Very.
Let's get our spacesuits, have a little picnic.
Yeah.
Go to Tycho.
Get the water from the poles.
Yeah.
Get like a bizarre sauna down there, or it's the cold tub. I don't know.
Yeah. You do something.
Take an ice bath.
Ooh, that'd be fun. All right. So now let's go to Geographos. All right. May 5th, 1994. Clementine performs a 540 meters a second burn to set up a trajectory. So it's gonna go into a highly eccentric Earth orbit. It's gonna go up. It's gonna fly by the moon to go to Geographos.
Right. Okay. Kicking off the moon.
Going to Geographos in June. So on May 7th, 1994, one of the thrusters turns on when it shouldn't.
Oh.
And it burns for 11 minutes.
Oh,
it spins the spacecraft to 80 RPM, and it drains the rest of the propellants.
Oh, no.
This means it can't go to Geographos. Whoops.
Ah, dang it.
So in June 1994, it does toss it out of the system, unfortunately. So in June 1994, due to increasing distance, contact, and because it's spinning and tumbling too, they lose contact with Clementine. But in
Great.
February 95, signals from Clementine are received, but you really can't use anything with them. It's more like a, yeah, I see you. Bye. Right? Some guy falls overboard on the cruise ship. What can you do except wave?
But have fun.
Yeah, have fun swimming.
Yeah.
So it's in heliocentric orbit. I mean, it was going to go to heliocentric orbit in the first place. Just they wanted to fly by Geographos first.
They had plans for it to do that instead of just it tumbles off into the ether.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's my darling Clementine tossed away. It's not coming back. So there is a Clementine 2 proposed.
Okay.
Nothing comes of it.
Oh.
And that's it.
What?
Yeah,
Are there missiles being shot from
those are
that thing?
CubeSats. So I think the plan was to just launch this thing at like Geographos or another asteroid, and just to test out that kind of capability. But no money for it. They said no. Why would we do that?
Yeah. Okay. 75 million was
That's
too much.
Yeah. It's because all the generals of the Pentagon are just looking at the pictures of the moon on the internet. Like, this is amazing stuff.
It's like, sir, what about the budget? What about this?
No.
You've seen the
Look at this crater. He counts so much dust in this thing.
But sir, the accountants, they're screaming, they're crying.
Yeah, are they counting dust?
Well, no.
Then why are we talking about this? Yeah, stop the bean counting, do the dust counting. So that's Clementine. It's, there's a better picture of it, so you can kind of see them while working on the spacecraft.
Yeah, on the set of Armageddon.
Yeah, this is really do all the testing for that. And you can see the little antennas for the ISA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's Clementine, the little mission that could. And go to Geographos.
until it tumbled off into space.
Yep, took a lot of pictures of the moon. Should I put more pictures of the moon in here?
I feel like you can.
I feel like I should put more pictures of the moon in. Okay. So next time, when we do Lunar Prospector doesn't have a camera. When we go back to the moon, I'll put more pictures of the moon in there. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Yeah, because the moon's pretty cool. It's just, I wanted to balance out talking about small missions because I love little space missions like these.
Yeah.
I love little spacecraft that could, sort of.
Yeah. They're inspiring.
Yeah. It is a model, there's an engineering model of this at the Smithsonian, so we should go there and take pictures of it and scream at it. How dare you not go to Geographos?
Why did you spin off?
Yeah. Why couldn't you count dust there?
A lot of programming errors in the 90s, it seems.
Faster, better, cheaper. Pick two. They picked faster and cheaper. That does not mean better. Yeah. Cute little spacecraft, cute little mission.
Yeah, and then it just completely maps the entire surface of the moon.
Yeah, and that's the cool part about all this. That's a tiny spacecraft. I mean, look at it. There's a guy,
Yeah.
and he's bigger than it.
Yeah. It's not that big.
No, it's not. But it maps the entire moon, and you saw the picture of the South Pole.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Moon's cool.
The moon is awesome.
Moon's pretty cool. We should crowdfund a mission to the moon.
Or we could just, let the professionals at NASA take us back there with Artemis.
You know, at ISEE-3, they could hack a satellite, right?
Yeah.
Look, ESA's going to deorbit the cluster mission pretty soon. Those have
Okay.
propulsion systems on them, right?
Right.
So I have an antenna.
Yeah.
It's right there. It can't transmit, but if it could, we could hack the spacecraft and go to the moon with it somehow. And since Cluster doesn't have any cameras on it, we could take pictures of the moon somehow.
This sounds like a foolproof plan. Nothing could go wrong.
Absolutely nothing. Also, do you know anything about extradition treaties?
I know that if you're asking about that, things are not a great situation.
I'm asking for a friend, though.
Is your friend trying to steal a space probe?
Borrow. They're borrowing it.
Commandeer. It's a nautical term.
That's true, yes. Yeah. Yeah, Clementine's a fun mission, though. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like little spacecraft like this. I don't know why.
They're fun. They're little. They're cute.
They're cute little guys, and they do cute little things. Like take pictures.
They do incredible things like, map the surface of the moon.
And then burn a thruster for 11 minutes for no reason.
Do a little dance, try and Tokyo drift, and then, disappear into the ethos.
Yeah. The ether, not ethos. Ethos is something else.
Okay, whatever. Who cares?
Okay, so we're ending Clementine now. We're going off into the ethos. I'm going off into the...
We're going to the Ethernet.
I'm going to the pathos, okay? So the next episode is going to be STS-77. And the picture there is why I picked this mission.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
They're putting a trampoline in space?
I know where you live. I have an antenna. I'm going to crash cluster into you. Once the thunderstorm clears. Yep. That's Clementine. You have any final notes? This is going to be October, I think. It's our October episode.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
I want to play Soma for Halloween, I think.
It's a good game.
It is. On a live stream.
Oh.
So I'll start rambling. What kind of space gun is this?
Should have built it out of giant pipes.
Yeah, come on. Why aren't we in Iraq?
These tolerances are definitely meant for just a pipe, you know?
Yep, so that was Clementine. Fun mission. Cute little guy. More moon pictures next time.
Yeah, you had a mission going to the moon with a bunch of cameras, and you showed 10?
Yeah, I didn't know how long it would take to get there, how much we'd be talking about the moon.
We'd be talking about it a lot more if you had more images.
The other problem I had was trying to discern if these images were taken by Clementine or LRO. That was the other issue. Because I found the old sites, the problem is you couldn't get half the pictures off of them. Okay. And they're on like obscure file formats from the 90s. So there's a bit of that going on. But it would be really cool to be at the Pentagon, though, working on this mission, just to get live pictures from the moon.
Yeah.
I wonder if LRO does that.
Maybe.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have an antenna.
Awesome. Yeah, you have an antenna.
It's not strong enough to pick that up.
We'll make it stronger.
Okay.
Get it to the gym.
Yep, going to the gym. I'm going to work out. Going to get swole.
Give it some protein shakes, all right? And then it'll be powerful enough. It'll be strong enough.
Yeah.
To get images from LRO.
Yeah, LRO. Okay, that's all for Clementine. Sorry for not putting more pictures of the moon. I'm sorry. I'll go throw myself at an asteroid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go tumble off into the Ethernet.
Yeah. Gonna play us out?
Yep. Thank you all so much for watching, listening, enjoying. And this has been End of Mission.